Alright, so I wanted to make a Vedic astrology tag because in my first one, that was like the first astrology video I ever made, and comparing it to the knowledge that I have now, I could give such a better presentation of my astrology tag because, like I said, that was my first one, my first astrology video that I made, and it's like I didn't know anything about astrology back then. Like, I couldn't even tell you what moon in Capricorn was. So now that I have a much better understanding of astrology compared to what I did then, like I said, I could give a much better presentation of my tag. Alright, so I want to do this one in the Vedic side instead of the Western, like my previous one. So in Vedic, I have Aquarius ascendant, Sagittarius moon, and Gemini sun. I'm not gonna go over nakshatras in this video because I mean they definitely will give you a more cleaner idea um, of your placements and give you a much better explanation. But I'm just gonna stick to the basics, just to keep it simple and for other people to understand if they're not familiar with Vedic. But okay, so with an Aquarius ascendant, just the ascendant in general, this is kind of how you I guess how like to me, I see my Aquarius ascendant more active in public with around other people, um, especially in gatherings. Um, I can be very, I mean, just using keywords of Aquarius, detached, unique. Um, I guess I'll just stick to those just to be simple. Um, Unique because I'm always coming up with some weird shit. Or if you go to my Facebook, I think my Aquarius ascendant lives through the kind of things that I write and the ideas that I have. Um, my art too. I don't know. It's a trip. Um, well, I mean, art is always trippy, but anyways, um, in detachment, um, socially, um, I see that very apparent because, like I said, when it comes to like certain gatherings, especially if I'm not in my own circle, I'm not very social at all. I have to find somebody that I know, and then I'll just be like, that'll be cool. Like, then I'll be open, I'll be talkative. But if it's like, if I don't know anyone, I'm not gonna like put in any effort to socialize with anybody unless I find some sort of relevance. And I feel Aquarius is kind of like that because like with Aquarius, the way that I see it is because of the ruler of the 11th house, which pertains to friends and social circles. It's like I think it's kind of like religion in a way. Like an Aquarius, if they looked at religion, they'll see like Christianity, Muslim, um, gosh, I don't know, Catholic. They'll see like all Judaism. They'll see all these different kind of religions, and then they'll be like, "I'm not gonna join any of this shit. I'm gonna make up my own religion," and that's why they're so innovative and unique. Like, so they still make a religion, but they make their own. So they're a part of this circle, but they are their own element, and I kind of feel that's what an Aquarius ascendant is about. It's like they're detached, like they're not with the Christians, they're not with the Jews, they're not with the Muslims. They're their own thing, but they're still in the religious circle. And I think that's something that Aquarians look for is other people that are in their circle in their range. So like say if I was into astrology, like say I'm into astrology and I go to say this party, if I don't see anybody else into astrology, it's not really I can't be social with it. Like it's, I don't know, I have to be in a group or some kind of community to where we're studying the same thing. Otherwise, we can be, in a sense, detached from everybody else, and we can be loners in a way. At least that's how I find myself when I go to places. I kind of find my own thing, and I just study whatever I'm into, or thinking about whatever I'm into alone. Unless somebody else wants to come and they're interested in what I'm doing, then I'm just gonna be social about it, and I'm gonna share what I have to say. But that's kind of my Aquarius ascendant nature. Um, what Gemini Sun? If you haven't seen my Gemini problems video, um, then I'll have to re-explain the nature of that video. So okay, I have a Sun Gemini in Vedic, um, and the way that I see Gemini is like um, chatterboxes, which I could talk forever. Anybody who ever really talked to me just on phone or Skype or um, texting, I get the same feedback. It's like not 100% of the time, but I'll say about 75%. They'll be like, "Well, I haven't talked to anybody this long, like ever." So I kind of just have that thing to me where I could just keep pulling up topic after topic and just keep chatting away, just nonstop. Like it doesn't bother me. I could talk all day, and I could keep it interesting at the same time. I don't know if because I have Gemini in the fifth house and Sun in the fifth house, to where it's like my communication skills and the way that I talk about things and even write. There, it's very creative. It's in a very just in a sense imaginative way. Not to like mix keywords like say Pisces is like imaginative. I'm not trying to say that Gemini is imaginative, but it's like just a creative way because it's like Gemini in the fifth house. So it's like it's a creative way of speaking and communicating and writing. So it's like getting your ideas out in a communicative way is keywords that you could use for that placement. And I feel that I do that very often with my writing. I'm always writing weird stuff in my Facebook. Unfortunately, this is YouTube and it's a video and not writing. So you can't really see where I shine the best. Um, but yeah, so something else that I had mentioned in my Gemini's problem video is that Gemini is very all over the place, very scattered, very surface based. Opposition of Sagittarius, which is in a way of depth and deeper knowledge. Gemini would be the surface of things, very basic, and I feel that Gemini can goes from one thing to the next to the next to the next. So they'll get what they want out of something, and then they'll have energy to get into something else. And it can be difficult for them to be grounded unless they have other positions in their chart that can give them benefits and be more stable in something. Um, which I've been very self-aware of, and I mean, coming up with ways and looking at previous things in my life that I've actually been into and dug deep and actually become very good at. Otherwise, everything else I just bounce off of things and just become a very basic level of something. I know how to do a lot of things, but I'm not going to be able to do it in any kind of professionalism way. It's very basic. It's like, oh, can you draw me this logo or something? And I'm like, yeah, sure, you could do it yourself. I mean, I don't have any kind of special techniques. I just do it. And I do that with a lot of things. And I'm trying to, in a sense, get that professionalism level to where I could do things where someone else can't. So um, it can be kind of a struggle to put consistent work and focus into something, which to like I've mentioned this in my Gemini's problem video is that I have two examples that I can go by that I know that I can get deep into something and have a proficiency skill level at doing something, but I didn't mention them in that video and I forgot to. And one thing was I had started playing video games well since I was like damn near born, like 4 years old, but I started playing them competitively, like around '09, and I had a team together. We were playing Street Fighter 4. That was our game, and I've become pretty proficient in that game. And I could see I know how to play fighting games very well because I learned the fundamentals and really got into it and had so much practice. And it's like that's where I kind of learned to where I have to learn things and I have to be stimulated by what I'm doing. I can't do repetitiveness. It just can't be doing the same drills over and over and over to get good. I have to have fun with what I'm doing in order to um, stay on track and keep going at it. I can't just get into it for myself and then just do it like doodling. Like you'll draw a picture and then that'll be it. And then you'll just do whatever else come to mind for you. So for me, I have to get deep into something, and it has to be fun for me to stick to it. And it has to be for like when it involves other people, then I could even do better and stick to it. But if it's to myself, then I'll just do my own goal and move on. Um, the other thing that I stuck to with a long time was Guitar Hero. I played that game since like 2006. It's very consistently up to kind of recent. I'll say 2011 maybe. Yeah, about 2011 into 2012. I played a shitload of Guitar Hero. It's because it's easy to get into, very addicting. You play so many different songs. You have all this variety to get into, and then you have all these little goals that you could reach. So it's like, what do you play? Like medium, hard, expert. So it's like you have these things to get better at. You have these goals, and they're fun to attain too. It's not, and it's like the learning curve. It's not difficult. Well, it can be, but it's like as long as you're intrigued or like I said stimulated mentally or you're having fun with it, you can your interest level will maintain consistently, and you can keep at it. And since like it's a video game, there it's pretty easy to learn. Like as long as you're having fun, you'll be playing the game more and you'll get better over such a short period of time. And with that, then you see progress and you keep having more progress. And then the better you get, the more songs you could play or whatever you're doing, the more you can do at it. So it's like, I think with Gemini, when it comes to things, they have to find a way to have fun with it, and they have to learn it fast. Find proficient methods and techniques to where they can get good fast, to where you're just playing the same thing over and over and over at the same skill level. You're not getting better. So because you're not getting better, you just end up playing the same things and it gets repetitive. And like I said in my Gemini problems video, Gemini is not a repetitive sign. It has to be from here to there to there to there. So when you get better at something fast, then you have more options, and those options keep you entertained and stimulated. And then as you get better and keep progressing, you'll keep being more entertained. You'll get more ideas, and you can explore things in such a much more expansive way. So you have more options to do things, and you can be more creative, and you can be more entertained with what you're doing. And I think that's a very important element for Geminis. Um, I can keep going on about it, but I'm gonna go to Moon before I make this a 20-minute video. So with Gemini Moon, Gemini rules the well, it doesn't rule, but it represents the mother. And because my Moon is in Sagittarius and Vedic, um, my mom was the spiritual one in within my family. And she would just tell me things even at a very young age. She'll mention things like when you die, you'll you'll have another life, but you won't remember anything. So I remember that specifically, and she'll have other little things like that to say. Um, just little thinking things like that. And I've had astrology books around the house because of her. So it's like if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't be doing this video. I wouldn't know anything about astrology. Um, I wouldn't say that because maybe I would have a different moon placement that would be like maybe Pisces. So that would be another ticket into spirituality. But yeah, so I guess the Sagittarius placement helped me out with the spiritual interest or connection outlet, whatever you want to call it. But other than the mother, the moon represents the way that you think, what you think about, how you react to things in a way too. And I could very much feel that this moon placement is pretty on point with my general thoughts. I mean, sometimes I mean everybody does. We get caught up in little things. We might get caught up in movies. We might get caught up in TV shows, guitar, music, video games, any kind of medium, just at a basic level, even fashion. Like we could get into so many things, but it's like deep down, wherever your moon's placed, that's always going to be there with you. And I think spirituality and deeper thinking and further knowledge is something that's always going to be there with me when it comes to just being disconnected from everything. Like when I wake up, it's like I feel that I'm disconnected from everything the moment that I wake up, and that's when it gives me time to think about things. And the same thing occurs when you're taking a shower. Some people get great ideas in the shower because they're disconnected from everything. They're not looking at their phone, they're not looking at the computer, the TV, or maybe they're listening to music in the shower. But for the most part, this is a place where you can just think of things because you're disconnected. And I think that's where the moon kicks in and what you're thinking about and stuff like that. So, um, yeah, I mean, for the most part, this is just. I wish I could show all my placements in a video. Like, see my ascendant in action, see my Mars in action, my Venus, my Sun, but it's like. You can't, I mean, you can, but it's like, who's really going to get all that on video to really show an example of something being live? Like, for the most part, you're getting my Mercury right now. But, yeah, that would be cool to see. Somebody and all their nature, their planets all coming together. But I mean, at the same time, you just gotta look at somebody's chart that you know, and you can see that in action, see it live, and it's like, I see their Mars in action right now, or you see their Mercury or their Sun. It's like, oh yeah, this person's a Gemini Sun too, and yeah, they can't freaking stay focused on anything ever. Like every time I see him, he's changed into something else. um, yeah, that'd be cool. Maybe I could do that in the future. I guess I'll just have to wait and see. I'm trying to stay focused on certain things, and it's been pretty successful so far. And I plan to keep it that way because I have a self awareness and I know how to keep myself further into things, and I know how to push things. I know how to not just live in my Gemini Sun, but to also have that um, maybe put my moon into action since it's in Sagittarius of deeper knowledge and expansion. I think with that opposition, I think I could like go from place to place, but at the same time get deep into things. I think that's when my moon would kick in. Um, but yeah, I guess that's my Vedic astrology tag. And that's it. I hope it made sense. And later.